In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. An interesting and an important talk is going to be delivered today. Although, as per my opinion, whatever I speak to you, I think that this is important and this is useful because that is the reason, that is my opinion about that particular item which made me speak. Sometimes, sometimes we want something desperately. Sometimes we want something desperately, but it does not happen, it does not take place. And sometimes we are desperate to avoid something, but we find ourselves unable to do that. What we want does not happen, what we want desperately does not happen. What we want to avoid desperately does happen. We feel very upset, emotionally disturbed. For some of the time, we lose our peace of mind. Our spirits goes down quite a lot. Does it happen? Yes, it does happen. And to the amazement of many, it does happen with everyone else. We are not the only one. I am not the only one. You are not the only one. It does happen with each and everyone else. Not necessarily on each and every occasion. Not necessarily on each and every occasion, but it does happen and it keeps happening. This is our past life. And we become obviously upset. The time keeps going, keeps passing on. After some of the time has gone, we don't feel as bad as we used to do earlier. When another some of the time does passes away, we think that it was not as bad as I thought at the moment, as I felt at the moment. I should not have gone into any sort of mental stress. I should not have loosened my heart. I should have stayed stable and happy. It was not something bad. When another some of the time does passes away, we start thinking that it was a blessing in disguise. It was a blessing in disguise and nothing else. I should not have worried much. I should not have worried much. I should not have got troubled and disturbed. And there was no reason for it. And my feelings at that time were not right. I should not have felt sad. I should not have felt unhappy. I should not have undergone a kind of mental stress. I should not have gone and I should not have undergone a kind of low feelings. It does happen. I'm not saying that each and everything which happens against our wishes turns out to be a blessing in disguise. I'm not saying anything like this one at all. It does not happen in each and every case, but it did happen several times in my life. It did happen several times in your life and in the life of the other people as well. It is not uncommon. It does happen with each and everyone else. Some of the things we were desperate to avoid, but we could not. As a result, we felt very bad. Later on, we came to know. Later on, we thought that it was not as bad as I used to think. And some of the things which we were desperate to obtain, but we could not. After the passage of some time, we did feel that it was not a good thing for me, and I thank Allah. I am grateful to Allah Subhanahu wa Taala that it did not happen. Now, some of the people having strong faith in Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, they don't pray that I want this thing desperately. They don't pray that I want to avoid this thing desperately. Rather, what they do say and they do pray from Allah Subhanahu wa Taala is that, oh Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, I don't know. My vision is very limited, very, very, very limited indeed. I don't ask the same thing again and again. Rather, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, I whatever is good for me, please do that. Whatever is good for me. I am very short-sighted. I'm very short-sighted indeed. I don't know what is good for me. I don't know what is bad for me. So protect me, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. Protect me what is bad for me, and do give me what is good for me. So I think, I mean, praying something like this one, I think it is a symbol and it is a sign of the wisdom. It is a sign of the wisdom. The sign of the wisdom is not to insist childishly upon the happenings of certain things, upon avoiding the certain other things. Rather, we should trust Allah Subhanahu wa Taala and should pray from Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. Oh Allah, give me what is good for me and protect me what is bad for me. Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, I don't know. I don't know what is good for me. Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, you knows everything else. Thank you. Jazakallah.